You started too soon. He went to go get water, so he thought he was going to be late. And he just started talking before I even pressed the button. It was great. You want to try again?
So are we live?
We're live now. You want to try that again? Take 2.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to Pate's Performance Weekly Live. So today's topic has to do with my previous community post. Something that I used to do, something that I don't do. This was kind of thrown in my plate. But anyway, good morning. Who is in the chat?
Good morning.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
So this morning we have, what a great way to start the day. Does it get better? It doesn't. Good morning, Henry. How are you? My favorite Henry of all. Hi, sweetheart. I hope you're having a great day. Happy Columbus Day weekend.
Columbus Day weekend? Oh, wow. As you get older, do you even think you keep track of all of the holidays?
Kind of asking the wrong person.
Well, your job.
I have no choice. I have no choice but to keep track of all of them.
Mine, for the most part, doesn't, but,
But by default, our home, I don't have a big ship on our front door today to celebrate Columbus Day, but I pretty much decorate for everything.
I have a calendar on my toolbox, but, who marks out the days, who flips it? It's one of the worst.
You don't still put a sticker on each day as each day goes down?
No.
Oh,
Every year I get a calendar from my Snap-on dealer.
I'll have to get you some more.
It lasts about a week, and then I just let it go.
Andrew Thorne, good afternoon. How are you?
Mr. Thorne, how are you? Craig from NCM Engineering.
Good to see you as always. And we have...
My favorite too.
Hold on. Good morning, Mike. How are you?
What's up, Bucky? How are you?
Fun things to do with Sparky. Sparky, you have the perfect logo for this month. I wonder how many people that haven't stumbled upon your channel will say, "Ooh, he created the perfect logo for this month." It is so cool. But it's not, it's his typical logo. It's awesome. AJP Ashley, how are you, sweetheart? So it's good afternoon to you too as well. Maddie, you have a special tier of Mrs. Pate's favorites. So there's like a league of your own. How about that? Okay. We have here Mr. Peter Kane. Good to see you. Oh, it's cold. You know what? It's coming to us. We're gonna have cold and rainy and damp Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday here, but today, thank goodness, is supposed to be a nice day in the neighborhood.
So this week's weather has been like cold, wrapped up in the morning, like hoodie weather, and then by like noon and later on, you're in a t-shirt because now you're way too hot. So that's what we're going through.
Yeah, I've had to bundle him up before he leaves for work in the morning, and then he's a little warm by the time he gets home. So it's true. You have to see how he leaves in the morning. Soon he's gonna look like the kid from A Christmas Story where he can't put his arms down.
No.
Oh, you'd be so cute in a little snowsuit. Oh, anyway, Nord, it's so funny.
I actually ran into Henry yesterday.
Yeah, no.
On the way to do a deal.
Yeah,
Me and Henry crossed paths. And I was late to my deal.
I have all due respect for him as well, Nord, but my absolute favorite is my Henry from Connecticut. He has a warm and fuzzy spot in my heart. And Nord, I hate calling you Nord. What's your real name, man? Help me out. Help me out here.
Mr. Prime for a good time. Chris Mullingins, how are you?
Oh, look who's here. Thomas Andrews, sweetheart.
Hope all have had a fantastic week.
Yeah,
Everybody's week should be better than ours. I'll tell you that right now. This week has been a little wild.
The Pates are late. Absolutely not, Thomas.
Never.
Go fix your watch, sweetheart. Still love you.
8 o'clock on the dot.
Matthew, you should know you're special. Absolutely. Absolutely. The ultimate number one son is in the house, and the new Pate family member, Scott Keller.
Good weekend.
When I bring Uncle Scott to go car shopping with me at some point, I'll make sure I give him a call. So before we get on to any of the goings on for this week, because it's been a big week, I do not, you know me, I'm big on giving all respect where respect is due. First, I know he's probably running around and about because Ken is always up super, super duper early. So if Ken's listening, not a chance to catch in yet. Ken, I just want to say we love you. And that was a beautiful tribute to our friend James Faust. And I will say this, if it wasn't for Ken hooked James and I up in conversation. James and I shared many, many stories on our journey. And the reason James wanted to be hooked up to chat was to share the journey that he was on and the fact that I had been on that journey myself. And he wanted to know how I always kept it so positive, and even when those times were hard, because it was an incredibly hard time, and it continues to be at times, because it's a very long road for people who have to go down that road. And we've had great conversations. We've had a lot of laughs. There were some difficult days and difficult conversations. There were times where, if I'm being brutally honest, I wasn't sure how to turn the frown upside down on the other end of the phone. And I always put my best foot forward. And there were times where he reached out to me to get that frown turned upside down, and he ended up doing the opposite in return, and he made my day better. Whether it was a talk about what was going on in his life with the medical condition he was going through, his family, a White Castle night at his house, or the fact that he told me I needed to stop cheaping out buying the steaks I was buying and I needed to buy a tomahawk steak, which now I think it's a sign I must. He was a great man. I appreciate Ken more than anything in the world that you introduced me. And it was through some of the channels on here that I got to see some of James's humor over the computer. But I think it's at times like this. You guys know I lost my dear friend just a couple weeks ago to that evil word cancer at only 40 years old. She was turning 41. My mother, I know many of you have asked me this in private conversations. My mother did not die of cancer. My mother died suddenly at 53 and was taken way too soon from us. I would have to say what gets you through and what keeps you strong, and I think what James would want from all of us, as would anyone who has left us before, for as much as he was going through, he kept a sense of humor.
Yes.
Although there were times that were tough, and he was moody once in a while, don't get that twisted, but we worked through it. And I think what we need to realize, and Ken brought it up in his tribute to him, he led such a full life, and it was right when he had finally decided he was going to stop his trucking business and he was going to start enjoying his retirement that cancer bit him in the rear end, and life takes a turn on you. And I think if we could learn anything from him and learn anything about life, it's a couple things. And what I can share from you of my journey and what I've seen losing some friends along the journey, and look at my mother even. Life is unpredictable. You all have talents, whether you are small engine, whether you are small engine, whether you are a father, a mother, educator, I don't care what you do. If you're in some kind of customer service, whether you're in some kind of customer service profession, whether you're in a professional service position, everybody has something they give back to the world. Because James would say to me, how do you stay positive? And how do you sit there when life throws a bunch of crap at you and then you're in the situation you're in now? How do you keep on keeping that positive attitude? And how do you not just want to, at times sit there and say, you know what, screw the small engines. You know what, I'm not fighting through cancer. I'm not, forget my family, forget this, forget that. And you know what? No matter what you're going through, someone's going through more. I'm sorry to say it to you. Someone's going through more. You're here for a reason, and someone is depending on you. Whether you want to believe it or not, there's people in this world, whether they tell you daily or not, there's people that care about you and love you and depend upon you. And you know what? You don't have any choice but to keep every day a positive mentality, keep doing what you're doing, and to keep doing it well. And that's exactly what he did. He gave it his best and he kept trying to do it well. And what I also think he would want you to do, he was a family man. Love the people around you and love your people and love them well. Because as you can see, life sucks. And it takes the people we love the most from us at the times when we're not ready. I had no idea the night before I spoke to my mother, the next day would be the last. For our buddy, James, many of us talked to him, but maybe 2-3 weeks before this happened, some of us sooner. And at the end of the day, we never got that last conversation. But when you can turn around and you can put your pillow on your head on the pillow at night and you can say, I love the people around me really hard, whether it's your friend, your wife, your husband, and make sure it's those people that you lay next to at night especially, because you never want to turn around the next day and not have that opportunity and say, oh, the last time that I spoke to them, I have regrets. Or the next time I didn't have to speak to them, it never happened. I meant to apologize. I meant to treat them better. I meant to be better. I meant to do better. You know, my famous line, do better. Don't have regrets. When someone's time has come, please make sure that you can turn around and say, I was a good son, a good husband, a good wife, a good daughter, and I have no regrets, a good friend. And I can honestly say that I know I was a good friend to James. Ken was an amazing friend. So many people here were good friends to him, and he was a good friend in return. But guys, do always do better the next day. Be the best person you know you are. Have no regrets. And I think that's the best way we can honor the people that are unfortunately no longer with us. And God bless people like Ken. We appreciate people like you, Ken. Your heart is huge. And the fact that you were able to get on your stream that night and share your emotion and how you were feeling, dude, you have the utmost respect from the both of us, because not every, I'm going to take women out of it. Not every man can get on there and share feelings and emotions. And there's so many layers to your onion, brother. And we love you so much. So on that note, love you all so much. I'm going to let the Mister take over with our week, because it was a tough one.
So it
was a tough week.
Yes, it was a very tough week, and it's not over.
It's not over.
It's not over.
It's not over. It's not over.
Just to tee or end off with James is that whether you know someone or not, or whether you're, oh God, can you say a content creator? I hate the word YouTuber. I don't know why that bothers me. Content creator, not people like me, Maddie, a couple other guys out there, Henny Mowers and Blowers. Our YouTube essentially is kind of like a legacy for us, because once we post something, it's there forever and people can look at it. You guys who comment, that's your legacy as well. People can come back and see how you were and how you were in that time and moment, in that time frame. Mm-hmm. Even if you don't content creator, commenting, mm-hmm. sharing thoughts and ideas, constructive criticism, jokes, I can't go. Bastard remarks, forget it. Bastard remarks, right? That's your legacy. So, you know, you can go through our channel. You can go through a couple other channels, because James Faust was, you know, pretty active, you know, in YouTube. You could see what type of person James was and know that considering his, you know, circumstances, that guy woke up and had a smile on his face. Always had a great sense of humor. And tomorrow was never promised for him. Tomorrow was really never promised for nobody. But for him, every day was, you just didn't know what would happen. And you think that you wake up, sometimes it's hard to get up and try and get out of bed and try and do something and try and stay positive. You got to know that, sometimes out there, somebody has it a lot worse than you. I know it really sounds terrible to say, but you have to like suck it up. And, I try and do, the same thing. I try to at least do one positive thing for anybody or someone a day, because you don't know who has what going on. Whether it's a compliment or just a kind gesture of, you thirsty, I'll get you something. It has to be at work. It has to be a driver. Could be almost a complete stranger. You just don't know what somebody has going on. And, I say this online. I say this all the time. People try and throw up shades or facades for whatever reason, which is fine, no matter what it is. I always say all the time, some people try and gloat and try and put other people down based on their gloat. I say all the time, I hope your life is as happy as you make it out to be on the internet. James had circumstances at home, but every time he stepped on that platform for everybody to see, he was always the best person he was. Always the best person he was, complimenting, making people laugh. Every time James commented on one of our videos, because Pat Taste Performance is us, me and her, we knew that we were going to walk away with a smile or a laugh of some sort, and other people would benefit from, his comments as well, right? Because, we always had like this running joke, and then after a while, everybody would just catch on. It's just been, it's a good thing. We definitely are going to miss him, but like I said, James's legacy will be through our channel, Ken's channel, Maddie Olson's channel, and all those other things. When James, James was something completely, different. When James would go on one of our videos, it wasn't just him. He would somehow, some way rally his entire family together and they would be watching us, Maddie, Ken. It's, it's flattering. James is a very accomplished individual. It just kind of sucks. He worked very hard his whole entire life, extremely successful. And then just when he was able to kind of enjoy himself, this is what happens. But the condescending part is that James enjoyed everything that he did through his career, through a successful trucking company. He also turned wrenches. It's not like he was, someone who wakes up every day and miserable to go to their job. He absolutely loved everything in that he did. So we all just need to, somehow, some way, James Faust, F-A-U-S-T, in your prayers, your whatever you want, just take a brief moment at some point during the day and just, just appreciate him and maybe take something, from all of this.
I think you put it well. I mean, it's funny how some of us can get up on certain days or even go to work. I mean, let's be honest. We both fell victim to it this week at work.
Oh yeah, work is brutal. Just say it.
But you want to know something? Guess what, guys? Work's hard right now. Maybe something at home is hard right now. We get to go to work, right?
Yeah, we pushed through it. There wasn't
we have a job to go to. You know what? You're damn good at what you do at work. I'm going to say it right here. He's humble as all humble pie can be.
I just have goals. And if I don't achieve them or get close to them, you guys know it drives me nuts. And sometimes I spoke about setting goals. I feel like they're realistic. And if I can't achieve a realistic goal, it just drives me, it'll really spin me spiraling. Yeah. And I have OCD issues. Right now I'm going through an OCD issue. And it's like I literally stopped for 3 days because I just can't get past this brick wall. Insane.
So
I've been pushing forward.
We've been pep talking the mister on a nightly. That's what a couple should do. And I think you just have to remember at the end of the day, I think if you could also remind yourself of a lot of things in life, right, are temporary. Not every crappy situation is forever at work.
Yeah. We'll get our answer at 12:30 Sunday, give or take a little by an hour. So
yeah. At the end of the day, just be in the moment, enjoy what you have, do what you do and do it well, and love on the people around you well. That's all. And even if you don't know the person around you, give them a little bit of what you got, because sometimes people don't have much and you don't know their situation, like the mister said. And so this week proved to be a week of, as you can see, I noticed that you even reached out to the people in the community. Even you needed some help this week.
So YouTube is bigger than Pat Taste Performance. I really hate to sound like a broken record. Pat Taste Performance just isn't, Mrs. and I. It's 110% all of you. And I'll go back to that question. If I get a very involved question like Bruce Pender asked me a question, that's not he's just asking me. I'm going to take that question that Bruce Pender asks, who's an absolute icon, and you guys, he needs no introduction. That's going to be for us too, because that you guys got us to the point where someone like Bruce can acknowledge somebody like us, the community that we have and the community that we're building. And you guys gave me the foundation and solitude to, get that forward. So my community post is a little bit for all of you guys to keep insight. Instagram as well. This week has been like, something else. It's just been brick wall after brick wall that you literally have to knock down and pull away the piece one by one. And it's all temporary. I hope so. It's nothing like terrible. It's just minuscule stuff, but because I have OCD issues, it's really driving me, up the wall. And that's why I haven't been uploading, and that's why I haven't been answering questions. It's just the way it is. I do have videos. All I have to do is click the what is that? The public button. But I just can't get past these certain things, and it's just driving me up the wall. And I feel like I need to address the content, and then I can address you guys. And it really just circumstances around YouTube and a couple of things at work. I haven't been able to, I'm ahead on content, but every time I come home from work, I throw that camera up, I throw on the microphone, pray the microphone works. I finally figured out the issue with the microphone. That's in a video. And, I want you guys to get that aspect. I've been criticized by multiple people, including my own family, not her, that my YouTube channel has no rhyme or reason and has no rhythm, and that it's all over the place. And I wouldn't have it any other way, because that is, I feel, my life in a nutshell. When you flip, fix, and repair, right? You're going to be working on one thing one day, and then the next day you have a repair coming, so you have to stop and do that. Or you're in the middle of a snowblower build, you had no snow, next thing you know, people want lawnmowers, you're going to stop doing that. Or you're in the middle of a flipping, like we had rototiller and pressure washers, had to stop what I'm doing because I had multiple people that wanted to buy that machine. So if you enjoy making, you're going to stop what you're doing and you're going to try and fulfill that need.
So it sounds like it's real life. It's
yes.
You're getting Pat Taste Performance in what do they call it? What do all the kids call it? Real time.
And it's true form.
Yeah, nothing. I can promise you right now. I mean, I don't know. I'm not inside your brain when you're thinking out content, as you call it. But I know the Mister has like videos in mind, and I have to say the one gripe I do have against James, he never took that cyclone out of the driveway. So Scott, it's all yours. But I will say, like, there's videos that I know you want to make that you don't get the time to necessarily make yet, but you're kind of doing it in real lifetime, like as things are coming in and going.
Even though I don't upload every day, but it's just, I hope you guys just get that aspect. I try and keep, my longer videos are on Sundays. You guys have more time, and my shorter videos are, just during the week, but it is what it is. So Sunday, I was going to do my follow-up for the rototiller. And like I said, that was a 2-hour video. And I shrunk it down to 1 hour each episode, and I can't get the second video up. And it's been like my brick wall every week, talking with Apple, talking with iMovie, and just other things going on. But anyway, I needed your help this week because I do something that I used to do, and then I stopped doing.
Thanks, Justin.
Oh, sorry. You know what? Let's just go through the chat. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're totally fine. No, you're fine.
Okay, we're good with it? Okay.
Yeah, you're fine. I just want to say goodbye.
Yeah, trade-ins. So trade-ins is something that I used to do in the beginning, as long as well as unveiling my card that I flip and fix, and I try and Meaning behind. You really never explained the meaning behind your YouTube name. Oh, your name reminds. Okay, that's a really good question. We'll start this off. Your name reminds me of Eliminated Performance. You really never explain the meaning behind the YouTube name. So our YouTube career was unexpected or whatever. I don't know. As you guys know, Norge would know, a couple of you guys know, I have a very good relationship with Henry at Mowers and Blowers. He is very, very, very local to me. And I met Henry maybe, 4 or 5 years ago. I used to run my operation a little bit different, but that's how I met Henry. Henry would drive by and he would see all these machines out. And
yes, very different from what it is now.
And he would stop by and he'd be like, I used to have prices on things. I used to have sheets, so when people come, they don't have to bother me. They could just look at the machine. They could just look at the sheet. Example, Craftsman 524 snowblower, list all the features, all the service. This is my price. So Henry would pull up, and this is what started us. Henry had a track drive machine, and I have track drive machines. I sell these track drive machines for anywhere between $400 and $500. Henry can never break $350. So Henry finally stopped by, introduced himself. Henry used to be known as Barter King, which means that barter is a trade system. Henry would never want to, Henry still holds true to it. He would never want to give up cash. So he would want to trade you something for something and then try and build himself up to a bigger thing until he could cash out on the King prize. Henry has since transitioned from Barter King to, I think, Linsanity. Mowers and Blowers. He changed his YouTube name a couple of times. So Henry says, how do you get all this money for these machines? How? So we spoke to Henry.
Nice, sweetheart.
And we told him what we do. And we exchanged phone numbers and we've been in contact and it's grown since then. Me and Henry have 2 different approaches, which I think is fantastic because then you guys get complete opposites and you guys aren't getting monotonous content.
Repetitive content. But even when it's similar, it's fun and different.
Yes, when it's similar, you
have different approaches. That's
and
all.
Different. So for the longest time, because I did a couple of videos with Henry, he was like, you are well-spoken. There is no question that you know what you're doing. You should start a YouTube channel. And believe it or not, he says she should start a YouTube channel. Obviously, you guys know why Henry thinks she should start a YouTube channel. If you watch his videos, you'll understand.
See what none of you know and what Henry still doesn't realize is I do have a social media thing, but it's private and I do extremely well for myself privately. So but it's a business. It's a side business of mine.
So I was uploaded content here and there well before Henry introduced it, but I never pushed it. And I think Henry just broke me down and wore me down.
It's not engines.
And then Henry got into her head and I had 2 of them beating on me. I says, all right, let's do it. And here we are now. So it started off as Forever Falcon 40.
Because let's be honest,
you're gonna make fun of me. You're gonna make fun of me because I have Forever Falcon.
Hold on.
You're gonna make fun of me. Is there a picture?
Hold on.
Do you have a picture?
I probably have you in your child's uniform. You know what? I have to say, and let's be honest, the birth of this channel is like what we always tell you guys, right? People want to see what you're doing in real time. People want to know what's going on. What is he doing? What's he wearing? What's he fixing? How's he fixing it? What's he selling? What's he buying?
She's gonna make fun of me. But go ahead, you could talk. I'm gonna get this picture. I'm gonna post for Forever Falcon 40.
I think the only one that you would have is of you and the other one. And don't do that one then. That'll be hurtful to who.
Screw that. I'm just looking for a picture to show you guys where Forever Falcon really, really came from. And it's very silly. I know she is going to make fun of me because once in a blue moon, she does, and I get it.
How many of you love Married with Children? That the sitcom Married with Children? You guys want to know where the name Forever Falcon came from, right? All
right, so the town I grew up in is small.
You send it to me, I'll crop it for you.
No, that's all right. Hold on, Discord. You want to crop it? Hold on 1 second.
This is gonna be great. Send it to
You
me.
guys will never figure this out, or you guys probably won't.
But let me
believe-
finish. So feel free to show an emoji in the chat if you are a fan of Married with Children, good old Al and Peg Bundy. Well, I don't want anyone to be jealous, but I live with actual Al Bundy himself.
No.
Oh, I do.
No.
Oh, I do. You guys think he's Jason? Oh no, he's not. This is the OG Al Bundy over here. You want to know where Forever Falcon came from? Oh, it is coming soon to
It's
you.
coming right now. I'll put this up, and then
Are you able to do it?
I was able to, and we'll describe Forever Fucking for you. You guys watch my
This
video.
is gonna be good, kids. Are you ready? Al, post the picture.
Oh my god!
Wait, hold on. Oh, wait, I'll get him to post. Hold on, Jake. Can you do one of these? Oh, guys, this is gonna be
Check
good.
your phone to make sure they're saying what we say.
This is gonna be good, boys and girls. You want to know where Forever Falcon originated from? Oh boy.
So I grew up in the town. DP stands for Deer Park. So we were known as the Falcons. I was extremely athletic and involved. This is my freshman year picture. I played varsity football, but that has nothing to do with anything. So
Do you want to tell us how many tackles and how many wide receives and how
No.
cool you were?
no.
Come on.
No.
Come on. Don't be shy in front of the guys.
Stop sharing. Stop sharing.
Wait, hold on. Can we have just for the camera? Can we have the good old poke eye? Come on.
I knew this was
give
coming.
me the long
I
arm.
knew this was
Give
coming.
me the long arm.
So I have all sorts of medals and trophies for all the sports that I did. Obviously, I never made it big. When I transitioned from high school to college,
Why not?
when I transitioned from high school to college, I did have a couple of offers, but they were for colleges that I had no business being in. Terrible college, not terrible colleges, but how do you say it when the things that they were known for you had no interest in? One was horticultural, which who knows grass, but whatever. And what's the other one? An equestrian school.
The other
What the hell I wanna
school
do with
wasn't a
horses?
college. The other one was Poke High.
Oh, stop. So anyway, so going on with things. So Forever Falcon would be that I'm Forever Falcon from Deer Park. Corny. 40 is my number. That's my lucky number. No matter what sport I played besides wrestling, it was either 40 or it had to have a 4 in it if somebody senior to me already had
And
that
can I
number.
just make one gripe? Because
Oh,
if Mick is
boy.
listening out there, Mick would say he's small, he's agile, and he's fast. And you saw how miniature he was back in the day. I'm a little upset when that movie Rudy came out. I think they could have played his role. How many people have seen the movie Rudy?
I'm putting that on my Instagram.
Tiny, petite, go-getter, played for Poke High. He could have been in Rudy. That's what I'm thinking. If they make a Rudy 2, I'm going to nominate him. All right, Al.
So that is
Let's hit
Pate.
it.
So that's Forever Falcon 40. Pate's performance always went on. Transition to Pate's performance because that is something I always wanted to do if I ever was to start a business of something on my own. I have another buddy of mine, James, ironically, like another word like James Faust. He is a very accomplished mechanic. We met very early on in life. He was kind of dealt a shady hand of cards at a very young age, but he has these hands and he can do a lot of things with these hands, with tools in these hands. And
I agree.
oh my God, Franco.
I agree.
Franco.
Stand your ground.
So anyway,
Rudy.
James would do like me. James would get off work, turn wrenches, and able to work through the cards dealt to him, and he still is building a beautiful life that is transitioning every day. And I said, you know what? I could do that too. So I thought last name Pate, that is our last name, and then performance is here we go. So
He runs
that's
the
what
gamut.
that's where I want to go. So the reason why, and Henry has criticized about me about our channel name, and a few other people channel about name. Like you look at Pat Tay's Performance, and you have no idea what's going on. But I feel that Pat Tay's Performance is very suiting to our channel because, like when we started with Forever Falcon 40, we had a minute intro, which we would get a lot of love and a lot of hate. That intro is to show that we are more than something small engine related. Think about it. We've worked on cars on our channel. We've worked on the house on our channel. We've worked in our driveway. We worked on our driveway. So that's what Pat Tay's, that's where the performance part comes in.
Yeah.
And obviously our last name, our legacy or something,
I have one to give you guys. Back when everybody knows Chip and Joanna Gaines, right? Back when they started airing for HGTV, they fought so hard to have, everything is segmented by time, like because of commercials and everything else. They started out their Fixer Upper show, and they wanted a longer intro in the beginning. And they started, we're over 2 decades now. They're re-signing again. And HGTV was like, no, people are going to hate a longer intro. We're going to have to work with the advertising crews to move the commercials. And they stuck their ground when they first started out because they believed their intro really needed to show their progression of who they were starting out to be and how, like, Magnolia Farms would eventually erupt into this great big empire. And I don't know, guys, who's laughing now? Look at Chip and Joanna Gaines and the empire they have built. Always stick to what you believe, right? In the beginning, he would get people telling him, oh my God, man, the intro, cut it. It's too long.
It's only a minute long. I'm like, it's only a minute long. Come on. Or when you subscribe to my channel, people are like, listen, how many times? Just get past the minutes. Obviously, we transitioned.
He's evolved over time, but
I still like it though. She loves it.
I love it
because she's in it.
But I also think it showed.
That was before she became part of the channel.
I also think though it showed the growth. It showed the growth of the channel, and but that is what life is, right? It's growth.
So that's Pat Tay's Performance in a nutshell. That is the foundation of our name. That is something I've always wanted to do. As soon as I figured out how to work on something. I used to work on, when we were in the apartment complex before we bought a home, I didn't work on anything small engine. I was working on people's cars in the parking lot. So that was very good for us. I tried transitioning that here, but the dynamics of our community are very different from the apartment complex. People don't want to fix and maintain their car. They will rather get rid of it and just get a new one. I had a guy, and I knew things were going different here. Guy had a BMW M6, which is the performance line. He needed Brembo brakes for his M6. The dealership quoted him $4,500, which, thank you for telling me that price. I went on eBay and I found the parts extremely cheap. And I quoted him $3,500. You know what he says? You know what? Car's getting old. It's breaking down. What do you mean breaking down? It's wear and tear. Brakes are wear and tear. I'm just going to get a new one. And ever since that happened, I said, you know what? I know things are I have to find something else. Cars are not going to be my go-to, here. Especially with a lot of people driving we were talking about our last live when Bill Martini was here. I don't think he's here today. The newer cars, like a Volkswagen, if you go to do brakes on them, you need a special scan tool to do that. So it just says, I have a scan tool. I'm just not going to get that package. Sorry, we're done. And
honestly, I don't think I can keep up with some of the vehicles that I think they make like 10 of that you see people driving around the neighborhood here. So I don't think they're looking for someone at their home to fix their brakes or it's just a different way of life here. So
we transitioned into this. So that's where we're at.
And it was great because
Pat Tay's Performance is our legacy. And you guys too. Yeah. So that's how Pat Tay's Performance, that's how we changed to Pat Tay's Performance. It's sticking. We're not going to change it. It's not going anywhere. And,
and I'd like to say performance, even if you look back on, oh God, many, many lives ago, you can even catch the Mr. and a costume of some sort
Oh, stop.
performing. So performance really spans the horizon of performance. Yeah, so a very suitable name for the channel, honey.
But that was during COVID, and we need to have fun. We need
I'm
to
kidding.
break.
I'm kidding.
That was a good live. If you guys missed that, look around. Was that Halloween time, maybe?
Oh God, I don't even remember. All I know is we put a beauty mark on you like Marilyn.
Just something to break up.
Marilyn
Something to break up
Monroe.
monotony. Something to break up monotony.
It was great. It was great. Guys, you gotta laugh, right? You gotta laugh. You gotta have a good
Yes.
time. And Brando, who cares if your intro is long? You're awesome. So people are going to stick it out. And you know what? Their opinions are like, woo, everybody's got one, right, man? So at the end of the day, it's all good. All good.
Excellent question. Speaking of, we need to do that 40 question, but we can't do that unless, how about this? If I can't get our Sunday upload going.
It didn't work last night when you made the call?
No, I'm waiting for a call back. I have to call. I have an open case with Apple and iMovie. That's what we use for content. Apple is actually calling me back at 12:30 Pacific time. So it would be, no, it's like, yeah, because they're 3 hours behind, whatever.
But why
At
do we have
12:30
to,
Eastern
can't we
time.
speak to someone different today?
No, they're closed or something. The guy says he's
Oh,
handling.
he's not
We're speaking
there.
to a senior. Our case is up to a senior advisor now.
Oh, no
So our
wonder he
senior
was
advisor
so cushy yesterday.
will not be back in until Sunday, 12:30. How about this? If I do not hit you guys with the end of the Tiller episode, me and Mrs. Pate's performance, we will go live at what time?
Well, it's not corner, so because I don't know how long he's going to take to speak with you tomorrow.
Ah.
We'll make it a point at some time to go live.
We'll go live and we'll do
20
our
questions.
40 questions.
Oh, 40 questions. 20.
We were tagged in a 40 question questionnaire by another YouTube channel, and we've just been whatever, and we haven't answered it. So how about this? We'll go live and we'll do 40 questions. We haven't even reviewed or looked at them. We watched this
I
YouTuber's
have.
40 questions. I'm so far, whatever. I don't even remember what they are. So this will be interesting.
Yeah.
You have to remember that if you guys don't know us by now, we are extremely polar opposites. So this will be pretty interesting.
You know, it's funny. We are polar opposite, and we'll save this for the live, but we are polar opposites on so many likes and dislikes, but we say it all the time. The one thing that brings us on the same page, what's the big word?
Compromise.
Compromise.
I don't think you can compromise on 40 questions, but
Well, when you see some types of foods, there are some things that you just don't like. I'm not making
maybe we should do it where the 40 questions is I try and guess your answer and you guess mine.
We could hold up a board. There's, that game show that they have where it's like, guess what your spouse is going to say?
Or,
How well do you know me?
all right, if you
Oh.
if you want to do that, then how about then we make it that our next Saturday live instead of doing it Sunday? Sorry. How about this? What do
We'll
you guys?
figure it
How
out.
about this? What do you guys want to do? If I can't get you guys a Sunday
We'll
Tiller
figure it out.
upload,
I'll figure it
or
out.
do you want to do it
We'll
first?
figure it out.
All right. All right. So
He's
anyway.
getting ahead of too many thoughts in his mind. Organizational issues.
All right. So anyway, so let's talk about trade-ins. I used to do trade-ins, and you guys might go along the lines, well,
Yes,
why,
the newlywed game, Ken. I love that game.
why I stopped doing trade-ins. Because that also unveiled my card on what I do. Why do I want your non-running machine?
You don't, unless he's someone that's around a lot.
Also turned into something where your non-running item that you feel is worth more than what it should be. I also got tangled into that game, and sometimes I felt I would lose a sale because of that. There are people that advertise taking trade-ins. Arch's Garage is one of them. He should chime in at some point. If not, I know he's busy. He's also on Long Island as well. He is far enough not to be a problem.
And we say that jokingly.
And we say that
he
joking.
He jokes with us
he's,
too.
No, he's
He's
a good,
awesome.
he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
guy.
He also has a YouTube channel too, as well.
Mhm.
Ironically,
Check him out.
check him out. Uncle Arch Garage, if you guys don't know, he practically does a frame off restoration on every machine that he does. He is methodical. He will take every machine apart, clean the carburetor, do a compression check, pull the coil, pull the flywheel. You just have to check him out. Everybody is different. I just do I could do spray and tune it up, spray and pray it, make it look nice, send it out the door. Arch really takes it, an extra notch. So trade-ins. Trade-ins, in my opinion, suck. I hate trade-ins because what do we talk about all the time? Trust nobody. People will lie about their machine. Oh, because you just don't take a trade-in blind, or I never did, right? I don't have eons of space where I could take your lawnmower that looks like it was ran through, the crusher, and then you want to see and get anywhere from $10, $25, $50 for it. Some people would even think like $100. It's like you gotta have to, remind them and tell them that their machine that looks like crap, doesn't run, isn't really worth much. And that sometimes you get stuff for free in better condition that they're trying to seek value in.
And then they always tell you that
Yes.
pick me. I know the answer to this one.
Go ahead.
But it ran great the last time I used it.
When was the last time they used it?
I think last year,
You never
the year
know.
before. I don't know.
So I stayed away from trade-ins because I felt like I was accruing a lot of crap. And it was uneasy for me because you get a trade-in and then sometimes I would fix it that same day and put it up for sale, and that person would have some animosity or hostility. The reason I feel that we are successful in what we do is that I have strategically, politically kept my way from certain things. There are other flippers out there that, listen, we sell through Craigslist, Facebook, and a couple other apps. There are people out there that will make posts about machines that they bought from people that they know that are serial sellers, as what they would call it. And me and Mrs. Pate's Performance, we have, thank God, have not had
Knock on wood.
had one post about us in that negative form. The best form of advertising that we have is through word of mouth. I have a fellow flipper who actually stopped what he was doing because he just said it was too much, and he swears up and down that me and her, we have a cult following, that people, as soon as we post something, they're intrigued, or they know if they want something.
It's probably because of me. But...
No, they don't.
I'm just
No,
kidding.
they don't know who we are.
I'm
But just
kidding.
complete strangers. When they're complete strangers, they say, listen, this guy is pumping out lawnmower, backpack blower. We've had other flippers talk bad about us. Oh, he's respraying machines. Look at the black wheels. Like, that's a form of jealousy or whatever. Remember
Well, let's
that whole
be
big
honest.
ordeal?
What's the famous saying,
that got
guys?
ugly. That got ugly between me and another
When
flipper.
someone
Ooh.
sits and shows hostility towards
yes,
another person,
that's
it's
right.
because
That's right.
they're
I'm sorry.
usually jealous that they're not accomplishing.
So we did have
something.
one post created about
Test.
us, and it was by another flipper who sells nothing but junk and garbage.
Yeah.
It got
Close your
extremely
machine down.
It got extremely
Bubby.
way out of hand, and that is because they took it.
Yeah.
I never went
Yeah.
out of my way to try and do something. I just happened to wake up one day, open up the interwebs, and bam,
Yeah.
there's our equipment, and there is a short little paragraph about, wouldn't say, well, it would be us, but about the things that we do, things that we sell, how we're spray painting things, and how we're making things nice, and how we're
Yeah.
shady sellers. And I'm like, I've never dealt with you in my entire life. Now this
Such a
seller,
small thing for a grown-up to do to show jealousy.
Mhm. So this
Such a small
flipper
action.
has multiple selling accounts, which is fine. We have multiple selling accounts as well because you're increasing your audience
Yeah.
to view and potentially buy things.
Optimal viewing audience.
Yes. So
Also, optimal viewing audience, and we also divvy up the tasks. So,
So
it's got both of us then.
they
negotiating
would
with
sell
people.
non-running equipment for running equipment price.
Mm.
And
Mm.
their ads were absolutely god-awful terrible. Their ad would be like, you know how, like, here, I'm holding up my phone right now. They would take a picture off their computer of the actual machine, and that would be their ad. And they sell stuff for who knows how much or how much whatever. So I keep tabs on fellow flippers. It's also good to see what other people are up to, what's selling, what's not selling.
Mhm.
So I kept track of them, and they never do that. Keep tabs on everybody. And it was a family of 3. So I created a post on the 3 of them and their shady tactics in selling stuff. Then they said that they were going to call the cops on us. And obviously you couldn't call the cops for creating a post. So we came to a mutual agreement. I said, if you remove your ad, I will remove yours because I had more information on them than they had on us. So that was the only post that we ever created.
And
we're
going to take we out because Mrs. Pate's Performance doesn't believe in any of this nonsense.
Yes.
Here's what I believe in. You have a product. You clean it up the way it should be. You don't make it look like it's been sitting in your shed with bicycles piled up on top. You create an ad that's thorough. And here's a big word that I know is really difficult for so many people to understand in the selling community.
What's this?
Honesty.
Oh, yeah.
Just be honest. If you are so desperate to sell equipment, I am concerned for you of why you need that money so desperately, that you cannot be honest about the equipment that you are selling. I am also sickened. Oh, Ken, you just got me to my next point. I am sickened by the people that'll take a brand new picture of a piece of equipment because they're too lazy to clean up the equipment that they have. And then you're like, wait a second, when you go to see it, this isn't even brand new.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's like this.
Or Kaiser Dog, right?
Oh.
Kaiser Dog commented on one of our lives in the past this week, and it was about a rototiller, right? I'm trying to get fair market value for a rototiller that I really don't sell. And I went on a tangent because this person had the rototiller for $125. No ad, no nothing, just does it run, does it not run? Like, you're an idiot. You've helped accomplish nothing to nobody. And that's why your machine's been for sale for a month, because you're terrible, you're a moron. Yeah. Whatever, we'll go down that road.
It's just like, I feel like I tell them all the time it's rare that we have moments like that, because I'm big on, like, I'm very hesitant on those true picture ads. You're not gonna fool me. We got fooled once, and it was on me. I got there and I was like, whoa, but I got the price down. I treat it like a date. There is nothing worse. I mean, I told them, I said, I feel for the people dating out there nowadays. When someone posts a picture and when you think you're getting Heidi Klum or Naomi Campbell or whatnot.
You're married. What are you thinking about dating for?
Well, I'm talking about these people that post these brand new pictures of machines.
Oh my God.
And then you get there and you got
guys.
yourself.
I'm so sorry, guys.
You got yourself, like, I don't know, Hillary? You know what I'm saying? Scary.
Okay, catfish. You got catfish.
Catfish, that's the word.
So you've been catfish.
Catfish. Please don't catfish people. You make yourself look silly.
So anyway, so I stopped taking trade-ins because then that would unveil what I do. Left tension sometimes. I would fix their machine the same day I got it for a lot more money, and it would lead to tension.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Franco, I am down for this.
That would be something to do if we were ever to do lawn tractors.
No.
Yes.
Well, we have so many snowblowers. Let's take one and just pimp that blower. Can you almost hear who was the guy? Who was the guy who used to do Pimp My Ride? Exhibit. Can everybody see it? I'll even braid his hair. He's got enough.
So obviously people are talking in the comment that they say no more than $10 a trade-in, $15 a trade-in. Okay, you have to remember that demographics and economics are very different here. Just like sometimes I'll sell lawnmowers a lot more than what some of you guys would sell it for. So that goes along with people would value their stuff. So it was just easier for me to just walk away from trade-ins because, one, I would never get people as a repeat customer for maintenance. And it would just go along the same line as, hey, man, I bought this lawnmower from a couple months ago. I bought it's something this. All right, can you fix it? Yeah, no problem. Okay, all right. Oh, that's how much? Well, there's no warranty. And I just said, you know what? No more trade-ins. no more nothing. This year on my channel, I did a trade-in, right? And I got a beautiful all-wheel drive, Honda-powered Husqvarna lawnmower. Okay?
Thank you, Franco.
Thanks, Franco.
And absolutely, Peter, honesty is the best policy.
Yes.
Even if you lose a sale for it, who cares? At least you're upfront.
There are certain things we're honest about, and there's certain things, we're not honest about. But I believe whatever you do to that machine, you should mention in the ad, because I feel it adds value. I cannot say this, I cannot stress this more than enough. You need to, even if you change a stupid cable, or the only thing I don't put is wheels. I don't do wheels, unless it's a snowblower, maybe. But on lawnmowers, I do not mention wheels, because then they think that this machine is well used. Meanwhile, it could be an idiot who decides to activate their self-propelled across their driveway because they don't want to push the lawnmower, and they just destroy the wheels. That's probably the only thing I don't mention. I do mention everything else. Wheels, I just don't, because I feel that's people will interpret that as something different. I do not. That's the only thing I don't.
And we're not going to get into it because we've talked about writing ads plenty before in the channel. But that's a very divided conversation. But we're still going to hold true to a well-written ad. I'm sorry. I know many people feel that you really don't have to write up the rocket ship ad. But at the end of the day, I have to tell you, it is a beautiful thing when you can turn around and say to a buyer, it's all in the ad. Please read the ad.
Yes.
It's all in the ad. And good pictures. He takes some really great pictures.
So I took this Honda-powered Husqvarna off him as a trade, and believe it or not, I was very, very fair to him, and it's all documented on YouTube. I gave him $50 credit on it. I thought that was very fair, considering he gave it to me in pieces, and it was missing maybe one or two things, I think. It was missing definitely one thing. I know it was missing, but I'm not sure it was missing something else. I got the lawnmower running. I put it back together. I serviced it. And I put this thing up for sale for, I think, maybe $500. $500. And he was not happy about it. And he didn't comment that he didn't reach back out to me that he wasn't happy about it. He just said, wow, man, that's a nice mower. But in my defense, in our conversation, I saved everything. I think that's on the YouTube video as well. I told him, the lawnmower that you're giving me compared to what you're taking are two completely different animals. I tried to get him to let me repair it for him. He gave up his lawnmower because the self-propelled system stopped working. Right? That's all he gave it up for. He gave it up over a self-propelled cable. He took it apart, and those things are very complicated. Let's have a video on putting everything back together. And he did not want that repaired. He says, you know what? I should have never bought such a high-end, complicated machine. And I think I even said on my channel, he's like, I should have got something dumbed down and cheaper. I'm like, are you knocking me on my machine? But anyway, took it on a trade, gave him $50. I put it up for sale for $500. And he was like, wow, that's a really nice lawnmower. Well, no crap. So 2 weeks later, he messages, hey man, it's me with the Honda lawnmower that we got on a trade in, that you gave $50. Now you had up for sale for $500. I actually ended up selling it. He mentioned that I sold it. He was like, the lawnmower you sold me, I noticed, isn't cutting the grass even. I thought you sharpened the blade. So I says, you know what? I know where this is going. I says, what's your availability? What's your address? I says, every machine I service, I sharpen the blade. And I don't remember if I reconditioned, which would be I painted the blade or not. So just, you know what? I'm just going to go there. I'm just going to check it out. Because then I could see him, I could see the machine, and I could see his lawn. So I went to his house, tipped open the mower, and I happened to paint the lawnmower. I says, no, man, this blade's been reconditioned. You know, see, there's no rust on it. Spray painted it. That means it's been, sharpened. He's like, really? I says, yes. Yeah. So I pull off the blade. I brought my Milwaukee Impact with me. And I just asked him if he had an electrical outlet that I could plug in, that I could grind it. I brought my vise, and I pulled off the blade, and I'm like, the blade still has an edge. I says, while I'm here, would you like me to put an edge on it? He says, yeah, sure. put a nice edge on it. And so then he showed me his lawn. His lawn looked like a World War I battlefield. Dip stops, craters, the whole nine, and he was cutting his grass short. So where do you think the problem is? It's not the lawnmower. So I had to coach him and tell him what to do, which I thought was common sense. Raise your deck height and your craters don't become an issue.
You're getting Mrs. Pate's performance thinking. How many people think, what about this money-making scheme? Pate's performance lawn coaching by the Mister himself. I could charge by the half hour.
We've had people ask for me to take care of their lawns.
I love it. I'll schedule you like we do our snow blowing.
No.
You go and you don't actually do the dirty work. You coach people through how to take care of their equipment for their lawn.
So that was the icing on the cake. And I says, this is why I can't do trade-ins. I don't ask for trade-ins unless they ask. This guy happened to notice that I'm selling a lot of equipment. This was during the COVID crunch where things were flying out the window. So it was very easy to see me. I'm selling multiple machines, creating multiple posts a day. There was no joke about it. Now, what happened was this week on my community page, I posted about
Peter, he always does. He's a good egg. A good egg.
Yes. All right. Oh, so now I'm lying to Nord. This is how Pate's performance started. That's the name, how Pate's performance started, is there was a young kid in our, I guess you would say island community on these selling pages. He was selling equipment, running and non-running. Some of the stuff that he was selling non-running, he would say all it needs is a recoil. Meanwhile, the recoil's off because the engine is locked up or whatever. And then he was also selling running equipment that's been Frankenstein and all this other stuff together. And people were posting terrible things about him, posting his address, saying, I know where you live. I want my money back if you don't give it back. And I says, you know what? If people are still buying from him after all his feedback, what can I do? If I do what he does, but if I do the right thing, and that's how Pate's performance kind of transitioned to what it is today.
Can I borrow your hand? Oh, the king of fescue. Yes. I love it.
And also I have her too. She would never, ever, ever, ever let me sell something that just isn't right. No. Because we used to sell out of the house and she still sells for me. So I wouldn't want to put her in that position.
Oh, he knows. My golden rule is if something is sketchy, I love when he comes to me sometimes and we talk things through and he'll be like, oh, I want to do this or I need to do this or maybe I won't. And I always say to him, if you are going to second think this after you sell it, then you know what you need to do. And he always ends up doing the right thing, which I love. I love, love, love. Now, I know you don't want to give away content for this week, but here's what I'll tell you about the community page post. I happened to be here the night that the gentleman was conversating with him when they started the initial conversation of the trade-ins. And I will say right away, I understand why the Mr. Definitely was debating, and I know why he reached out on the community page to you guys. If you heard the way this gentleman talked to the Mr., he has a lot of respect for him. They have a good relationship, and he's been a customer before.
Yeah, so we had snow. We haven't had snow in 2 years, but we still remain good contact.
I totally understand the dilemma you were in.
Yes, so we talk about advertising.
Yeah.
I do zero advertising. The best form of advertising is word of mouth. This gentleman is an excellent advertiser for me. People will ask questions about small engine repair or whatever, and this gentleman will refer me to them. And that's how. So I did not want to compromise that. And if we ever had snow, he always says, if I ever get the feeling we have snow, you better come pick up our machines. I have two machines. I have his machine and his son's machine. So I service 2 snow blowers, so that's guaranteed cake. And it's a nice size cake. I just don't like taking in trade-ins particularly from someone like him, because he knows what I do. He's going to see what I sell it for. And God forbid something happens to the machine that I sell him, I don't want to feel obligated that I am married to him. I'm already married to her, and that's more than enough. And it's nothing against her. It's just I don't want to have this gut feeling, because these machines that I'm taking in or trade-in, or the snowblowers that I'm working on, are in these predicaments for a reason, and it's operator error. And I don't want to have that uncomfortable conversation that if there's a fault, it's his or it's God's will. Yeah. The machine happens, it's as is. So I didn't want to put him in a predicament. I don't want to put us in a predicament. And he was very persistent on doing a trade-in. So yeah, I appreciate you guys, chiming on the community page. I play out a couple scenarios, and I'll tell you which one won.
I thought you were going to wait for the video.
If content's good.
Yeah. Ooh, cliffhanger.
No.
But I will say, I was reading over the cliffhanger. You know what cliffhanger is, right?
Oh my God. But who knows when I'll post it? Who knows when I'll post it?
I will say, in reading over your comments, that for those of you who participated on the community page, it's really nice to see, there were just some varying
people
opinions.
Who don't comment on videos will comment on community posts, which is fine. I think it's great. Hey.
But I will say the comments were fairly within reason of each other. They kind of were all feeling about the same way. Like,
I wanted to protect myself, and I wanted to protect him. One of them was a Kohler powered lawnmower, and you guys know I hate Kohlers. Kohlers are junk. Okay. And then another one is a pressure washer with a Honda on it.
He is not sponsored by Kohler.
We all know the deal about pressure washers, right? We've been going through a lot of pressure washer videos these past couple of weeks because
happy to see pressure washers.
One, I'm cleaning out pile or project pile, and number two, they're actually selling. So me as a reseller or a flipper, when someone wants to hand you money, you should go out and take it, and you need to kind of maybe risk a little bit. So, but it's been paying off. I've been getting pressure washers, cleaning them, acquiring them, and reselling them. But according to this guy in the community post, if you didn't catch up on it, the Kohler Toro lawnmower is in phenomenal shape, believe it or not, and it hasn't ran in a couple of years. What happened was he left gas in it, and he cleaned the carburetor, and he says he got it running, and it would make it down the end of his lawn, and then all of a sudden it would die. He would drag it back up into his driveway. I have no idea why. Restart it, and then try and do it again. So I asked him when I actually went to his house, I said, did you try restarting the lawn? Like, did you? And he just says, no, I always brought it to the driveway. Why? I have no idea. The pressure washer runs the last time it ran. You have to see the condition he gave it to me in. We were all wrong on this. We were all wrong. We were all wrong. The condition go on that community page, the condition of the Toro lawnmower and the pressure washer, completely two different things. And I was actually shocked. I hope my body language didn't give any notations of the thoughts going through my head. So he was trying to leverage this Honda powered pressure washer that ran great, produced water, produced pressure. But as soon as he would let go of the gun, and pressure would have to maintain the pump in the machine would die. But if he held the gun down, the thing would run, no problem. So I'm like, Then he couldn't find the hose for it. Then he couldn't find the gun for it. And it was just like, I'm like, oh man, I don't know what to do. If I can get this Kohler running, that's $200. If I can get this pressure washer running, that's $300. But at what expense to me? So I just contemplated on what to do, and we agreed to a price, and I'm pretty happy with it. I still have, he actually gave me extra money. We agreed to whatever, $175 for my pressure washer, and I would take the two pieces of equipment on trade for $25. Because he said that he was ready to put the pressure washer to the curb. And I'm like, why would you do that? Well, wait till you see the condition that it's in. And he says, you know what, you did the right thing by me. I appreciate everything. He actually ended up giving me $180. But I still think I agree with Brian King, and we spoke about this, that if I get these things up and running with very little effort, I'm just going to surprise him and just, throw him an extra, $25. So there is no hard feelings or animosity. I am covered. So let me show you the condition that he gave me the equipment in. It was pretty good. I was actually running late. I was saying to Norge that I ran into Henry Mows and Blowers. I just happened to pass the street, and we were both driving by. He was coming from his mom's house, and I was probably half hour late. But the guy, Kevin, was pretty good about it. So let me show you the condition that I got this stuff in. And then you guys could look on the community post, and you guys could see why we thought, why things are a little bit different. Yeah, there. So as you guys could see, it's really a bad picture. As you guys can see, the Kohler looks in phenomenal shape. I am hoping that either he didn't do a good job cleaning the carburetor, because you guys know you have to take that emulsion tube all the way out, and it just needs a good thorough carb cleaning. But who knows what kind of condition the carb is in now, because it's been sitting for 3 years. He left gas in it. And this is his pressure washer. He left his pressure washer, outside to die. He did find the gun, but it's missing the hose, not the end of the world. Ironically, which is something for me to consider later down the line, the gun that he gave me has the tips built into the wand itself. So you just turn the head to adjust it. So the end goal game is the pressure washer hopefully can sell for $300, and then the lawnmower for at least $200. We are kind of out of season, so it's kind of tough. I really don't want to hold on to these, but if I have to, I will. But this is what he was at, and he said he was really going to throw his pressure washer in the garbage. So I just think it's just rusty. I mean, not rusty, dusty and dirty from just sitting outside. And hopefully we could just pressure wash the pressure washer, and then we could start, going to town on it. And I have to get a hose for it, because I can't replicate his issue if there's no hose, attached to it. Yeah, so that's where we're at with trade-ins. I don't like advertising trade-ins. Some people do. I just don't. Especially now with COVID more than ever. We've seen a lot of machines that come through our hands that were sitting for decades, years, and all of a sudden they want them running. And because they've been sitting for a lot longer than what they should have, other complications have arisen. And it's just, I hate delivering bad news. Uncle Arch. Arch does trade-ins. Today, I have to call a customer and deliver them bad news. And I'm going to feel a little bit terrible doing it. But it's kind of like it's a good thing and a bad thing. She is blaming her son for destroying the lawnmower, and it's not. It's, I don't know. How about this? It's one of those lifetime oil change lawnmowers. There's your hint. That will be on the video. Can I have a bag if it's a piece of junk? I have a toy I can pick up for cheap, but I need a bag. Yep. I gave a guy 15 on the Murray with the rusted deck, but it had a good engine as a train. Okay, I watched that video, Franco. I have heard that so many times, yes. So, when they dropped off this lawnmower, I'm giving away content. There's a video on it. Okay, the gentleman she was with, he passed a very sly comment that I lost my composure and I laughed, and I shouldn't have laughed. And it made her very upset. So you guys are going to have to watch that video. I actually have to deliver bad news for her, tell her that her lawnmower is not repairable. But then the good news is I have to tell her that she needs to apologize to her son, and him too, that he had nothing to do with destroying this lawnmower. Hopefully, this lawnmower is covered under warranty and they can get a replacement, because it is beyond repair. I'm thinking about buying it off of them, and maybe see the look she gave me, forget it. We're supposed to get rid of machines, not acquire them. I see where you're going.
I'm glad that took no verbal language. See what marriage after many, many years can do. Eye contact, cutting a cross eye, giving a side look. Maybe we'll have a whole episode on just using your body language to communicate with your spouse.
Forget it. I have to give her bad news. Then the son will be set free. But you have to watch the video. That'll be out at some point. But a new one sells a mower fast. Yeah. So that's where we're at for this week. What do you want to do first? What do you want to do? Do you want to do Sunday, or you just want to do 40
Oh my
questions for
gosh.
Saturday?
Do you see my life? We will figure it out. How about we get the situation resolved or figure out what's going on with that situation first with the gentleman who's calling us back, and then we'll take it to the next step. There could potentially be a surprise live tomorrow. There may not be. We'll keep you posted.
How about
on
this?
that.
I'll do an executive decision. We're going to do this Saturday live coming up will be 40 questions.
No.
And then Sunday I'll drop a video that I have down the pipeline. It is what it is. And then Sunday.
But maybe tomorrow we'll do it. I'm overriding the executive's decision because I'm the ruler of the home.
Well, you can't do 40 questions if I don't want to do it. You're just going to go live on your own and ask yourself questions? See? Not so easy.
Do a
Not
live
so
dinner
easy.
with the patés for it. See, I'm loving where all these ideas are coming from. Looks like you've been vetoed.
There's nothing
Checks
wrong.
and balances.
Wait. There's nothing wrong doing a live next Saturday with dinner adult-like beverages.
We get on at 8 in the morning.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You can't handle it. You're too old.
Fine,
We discovered that at
It's
this
12
point.
o'clock somewhere. And
And next Saturday we have plans, so you have to be coherent.
I love when people buy used equipment and then
Ooh.
brings them to you for a tune-up. That's when you have to. All right, so
I make
think
it delicious.
I think Nord commented on it, but if not, you guys seen I bought a self-propelled lawnmower from another flipper.
Especially.
And you guys seen what that lawnmower was like. That lawnmower could have potentially hurt somebody really, really bad. And the guy was a catastrophic life. So check that out. It was
Scott. 2 executives? Whoa.
So check out that video. I bought off another flipper. It was a Honda lawnmower only because I was trying to fill a void for a potential customer.
Ooh.
Um,
I make good pasta.
and I sold that lawnmower yesterday, but that lawnmower was a pretty it came across two instances that I've never had before in my life. And I thought I lost the sale because of this. And I thought the reason why I lost the sale is because they asked me if I painted the machine and I said yes. And you just have to watch. You guys see how I combat that. I have an answer for everything. And I also believe it's the best answer out there. And one guy I lost out on. And then the other guy, he asked me it. I gave him the honest answer. And then he gave me another mole mountain, actually a little minute detail that he made a mountain out of. And I thought he was going to use that against me.
Franco, you caught my eye with the word Aryans, but then I see another word associated here. Mister, would you like to chime in?
Okay, should I buy an Ariens push mower with a Kohler? Needs a tune-up. What should I pay? They want $50 right now.
Offer them 20.
I hate Kohlers. I like Ariens, so it's a tough thing. Those Kohler powered Ariens, I think, that's on the channel as well. I came across one of those. I ended up completely going through the machine, and I ended up selling it for $150. That wasn't a profit machine because I wasted a lot of time and effort. I repaired the deck. That's on the video. Did a lot of welding. And since I had to pull the engine off to do the welding, I repainted the deck, I restyled the machine, and I sold it for $150. And I think that was last year. That was a video from last year. So that's $150, fully serviced, ready to go. To me, there wasn't a lot
I like Aryans.
There wasn't a lot of value in the machine, but I got to weld, which I enjoyed, and it was content, and showed you guys that, if you guys, put your mind to it, that you guys could really fix, this stuff. There's a very common problem with that deck. It cracked at the wheels where the wheels are fixed, the hub assembly. And I showed you guys how to fix that. And
I like long walks on the beach, October, and pumpkin picking. Oh, I thought we were sharing things we liked. I love Frank.
You know what? Was that video around the solstice time when she asked me to bring my welding helmet and she was looking out into was that video?
That's a classic
Idiot.
picture.
So anyway,
great.
so Franco, yeah, I mean, listen, the cheaper you can get it, obviously that's great. I mean, now you paid 25 for the other, well, 15 for the other one or whatever.
I like
So you have a
Scott.
backup engine. But I mean, Franco, does it have a bag? Because with us right now, lawnmowers with bags are selling. I
Yeah.
can't sell a lawnmower with no bag for the life of me. So, you know.
Baggy, no baggy. And I'm still feeling pretty. I don't know if I like the $50 price either. What do you
No.
feel about that? I'd offer 20 and say I'll help you out and I'll give you 20.
If it runs and dies, then yeah, maybe give him 50. But think about it. Uncle Arch, I like my Kohlers, but too many carb configurations, too much too stock. I hate Kohlers. I believe that vacuum does not belong on a lawnmower. I used to convert the vacuum style to cable, but then the price has changed in parts, and to me, it's not worth it anymore.
So the bag inside discharge chute, everything is there.
Negotiate. There's always room for negotiation.
Yeah. Don't
So
pay
you
50.
If you have to pay 50, go there and look at it first. Try and negotiate beforehand. I'm completely polar opposite. I will try and negotiate before I get there.
Wait, what? No. Did you fall on your head this morning?
Yep.
He negotiates when he gets there.
Nope.
I want to
Unless
get
it's
there
full
and know
asking.
what I'm paying.
Unless it's full asking price and it's a really good deal, I won't bother. But I'll try and make an offer when I get there. It doesn't hurt, right? You see, when I sell people stuff, oh, no, it doesn't hurt to ask. You're damn right it doesn't hurt to ask.
Well, I also start charging people different prices and vice versa if they show up late to the transaction. So there's that.
So Franco, without a doubt, if you feel comfortable, try and make him an offer beforehand. Remind him that the machine doesn't run, so it's going to need repair. And then it's going to need to be serviced in the first place because that's how it got there in the first place.
Were you trying to either A, show off your cowgirl's hat just now when you turned it around like that? Or
No.
were you showing off your new haircut I gave you? Guys, I only nicked him in
Wait,
one place.
Can you see that? Did it grow in?
Guys, last time I haircutted him, I nicked him really bad here. This time, wait for it, I only nicked him really bad here. So now I know exactly what not to do. So next time I'm not going to nick him at all, and it's going to look great. It's going to look great. We're really coming far.
So Norwich made this statement. I hate Tecumseh engines with passion. Yes and no. I love Tecumseh Snow King engines.
Now,
Besides,
Arch, is that, oh my God, he looks amazing? We're friends now. We are friends.
so I love Tecumseh Snow King engines. Very easy to work on. Very true. Very reliable. Best thing out there. Tecumseh lawnmower engines, completely polar opposite. I have a very low success rate in trying to get carburetors going on there. For the most part, I have to put new ones on. That doesn't stop me from getting them. But due to age, I stopped going out and buying them and reselling them for top dollar.
Yes. He thinks it's
The only way I'll
amazing.
get a Tecumseh lawnmower now is if it literally comes through my front door, it's given to me, or if I find it in the garbage. That's about it. I won't go out and buy one. Sorry. Not happening. I hate their two strokes because some of their two strokes get pretty pricey to repair. So right now it's either, I'll be honest with you, it's either Tecumseh or Predator engines. I don't like the Briggs engines. I don't like the LCT engines. I don't like what's the other ones? I just don't know. They're all junk. Don't like them, hate them. It's either Tecumseh or Predator. That's where it comes down to me at. And then you could even say Hondas because Predators are Honda clones, but good luck trying to source a Honda or acquire them at a decent price. So you have to go with what's readily available and easily accessible. Hondas just aren't by me. They are all good. Why do you put crap Predator on American product? Stop it. Keller, put your pride, your nationalism. We're both very nationalistic. Put that aside and go what's tried and true and what's reliable.
I think I just heard what just happened here on that.
Predator engines are very reliable, very inexpensive to repair if you ever have an issue, and they have a plethora of aftermarket parts that are relatively inexpensive. We'll leave it at that. Jason, when are you coming up for these Toros? Every time I get a junk Tecumseh, I want to blow it up. So I want to do a video, but I haven't had the chance to get that machine yet. I want to do a video. Scott Keller likes to talk. We like people who like to talk. Scott Keller said that he retrofitted a Tecumseh snowblower carburetor on a lawnmower, and that solves all the problems. And we all know what's the issue with it that comes to carburetor. We can never get those.
Watch your language.
We can never get them to prime. And if, as Chris Melandra say, prime for a
Prime
good
for a
time,
good
if you
time.
can't prime, there is no good time. So I want to do a video like that,
We all want a good time, right?
and we'll see if we can actually if we could back up Scott Keller's allegations, if we can
Now, Scott's family now.
we see if we
Uncle
can get
Scott.
if we can get a snowblower carburetor asphyxiated to a lawnmower engine and make it work
Hey, Boneyard, how are you?
in a non-hack way.
Ooh,
right?
I don't like the word hack.
Well, where do you put the
Ooh.
primer bulb?
Oh, and we want to have a good time.
We have to make it look right. You're just not gonna, we can get it to work, but we also want to try and make it look right.
Are we limited to but so many places to put it? Wow, this is going so wrong. Good time, where to put it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could I find a spot to put it? And if it works?
We'll figure it out. We don't know when but that's one of those videos down the line. Where it's
And
gonna be
I'll
done
help
this year,
him
next
find a
year.
spot to put it so we can prime it for a good time.
Yeah.
We're still talking about.
All right, that being
6
said, I
months.
have somebody coming at 9:30. I have to work on their car. I will not be vlogging that. And then have my other day. I think, what are we doing today? Where are we going? This is our first time going out as a couple since COVID came.
Well, we're not really going out.
No, we're not going, but we're going.
The Mister found, which I think is really cute. The Mister found a, so everybody knows like Jurassic Park, right? There's this big convention that goes throughout the United States. They go state to state. And now they came up from Atlanta and now they're on the island. And it's a drive-through Jurassic Park kind of experience. So the Mister was very cute and he sent me the link to purchase the tickets. So we're not actually leaving the vehicle. I think we're gonna do the Honda because it's got the big open see-through ceiling, so that'll be cool. And we're gonna romantically drive through the Jurassic Park experience. Maybe smooch a little, maybe hold hands. I don't know. I don't know what the hour will bring us, but I'm pretty darn excited to spend that time with my man.
We did Mums. That was a project.
Oh, and
our project is part of the Tiller video. We did Mums.
I will say, Ken, I ended up, my nursery nearby came through. I special ordered Mums last year, never thinking they'd actually remember to do it or keep my name and number to do it. I have the most beautiful. They are a Antiqua red Belgian Mum, and I bought them as a closed bud, and they actually just started to break through this week, which I think is fitting. Those of you who have heard us before, my husband's grandmothers are everything to us. And one of them, our grandma Brooklyn, is no longer with us, but both grandmas celebrated birthdays this week, one day after the other. And how fitting is it that this week, literally the day of Grandma Brooklyn's birthday, my mom started to open. I love little signs. I think it was her giving us a little sign, and happy birthday to her. And they're gonna be beautiful. Ken, they're like a deep, deep maroon with like a rust tip. Beautiful, beautiful. And I have to tell you, not the price that Costco had, but the nursery did good. But then that led to me needing like 6 new pots for the front steps, and my painting king came through with his black paint because I wanted black pots and
99 cents Home Depot paint. Gotta
love it. Was it quick spray? Little quick spray action. It was great. It was great. So it looks pretty. But now I'm going to try, maybe not this weekend, maybe next weekend. I don't want regular pumpkins to go near them on the steps. I want the Cinderella pumpkins in like a light green, white, and that off orange color. If you don't know what a Cinderella pumpkin is, it's kind of like a pumpkin, but the ones that look like they're kind of smushed down a little bit and they're rounded. and you can stack them. And the local nurseries by me don't have them. So that'll be a yummy little drive with my little man, my football player.
Oh, stop. I knew it. I knew when I answered that question. I was opening myself up for.
And if anyone hasn't watched one of his latest videos of my man pumping it up in the beginning,
so stupid.
He learned that back in the football days as well.
You're so stupid. I knew what I was getting into when I did that too, but I mean, it is what it is, right? You got to have a little fun, right? A little fun. I think small engine repair is fun. I enjoy what I do. You know, sometimes I want to bash my head through the wall. I mean, even Norge talked about that Honda. I was actually talking to Henry at Mows and Blowers about that Honda because I think I got bad information on that. And I think I blew up that engine. But, I mean, it is what it is. I might end up giving that to Henry.
But on that note, so we will either be surprising you or not surprising you with a live with 40 questions or saving it. We don't know yet. It all depends on how the journey is going to go with the computer situation. We hope you all have a great day. Honey, can you just point to the little StreamYard duck in the corner for a second for everybody? Lift up your arm. I want to thank everyone for coming to the gun show.
Oh, you're so stupid. Oh my God.
And I just want to remind you, remember, every day is awesome. Be your best self you can be. You guys all rock. We love you. We thank you for your support. And thank you so much for tuning in with us today. Make today great. Love the people around you. Love on your people.
Franco, we're doing it on Saturday. We're not.
Franco, if you know who runs the show,
how about
be
this?
surprised. You never know.
We will post on Instagram and the community page if we decide to do a 40 question live on Sunday. And we'll give it time.
Thanks, Al. On that note.
All right, guys. Thank you for chiming in. Continue to take care of yourselves. Take trade-ins at your own risk. You know what you might be getting yourself into in more ways than one. In anticipation, if you are not married, you might be already are. You might be opening yourself up to junk. You might be opening yourself up to overpaying for junk.
Honesty is the best policy. Remember, if you nick your haircut the first week, there's always another haircut.
That's why you have the beauty in the back to mask all of that.
We love you guys.
All right, guys. Later.